Hi, I'm Lily.
And I'm Jasmine.
And it's Anti-Bullying Week this week. So on Betty, we're going to be talking about it. So bullying's a huge issue, but what even is bullying?
Well, I remember when I was in school and there was a period when I just had no idea what bullying actually meant. You have all these conversations and you're aware of it as a thing, but in terms of recognising it and knowing what to do about it, I found it quite hard to know what the difference between teasing and bullying, or when something was a joke but then it goes a bit too far. How do you know when someone's crossed that line? And even more so, there were instances when a friend of mine, an ex-friend of mine, I spotted them bullying someone else. Well, I thought it was bullying, and it was kind of, how do you navigate that whole, well, how do I tell my friend that they're being really mean and it's not okay? So it's kind of, I found it really, really hard to understand the whole bullying thing and what it means.
So this week we're sharing people's experiences of being bullied, and we're even speaking to a bully herself about her experiences.
And it's really, really interesting because quite often I found that people don't always know when they're being a bully. It's that kind of taking a moment to understand what you're saying, think about why you're saying it and what your intentions are, because there are a lot of people who may be saying these hurtful things. So sometimes it takes someone else to be like, that's not okay. In my head, I don't think that I was bullied. I got teased a lot and I was often the brunt of jokes, but that's because I took them as jokes, and there were times when it was my friends. So it's quite difficult to call out your friends on being mean to you. To this day, some of my best friends will often make a joke that might hurt a little bit more than they realise. I still have to remind myself that no, you need to tell them that that's not okay, because they're your friends and they'll probably not want to make you feel that way. And I think if we talk about it a bit more, everyone will kind of understand where those lines are.
I think that's the thing. I think with friendships, it's really hard sometimes.
Yeah.
The people that bullied me probably the most were people who were my friends. And they locked me in a room and they told me all the reasons that they hated me. And when it's coming from your friends, where I think it's the last place you expect this sort of thing to be coming from, I think that can also hurt you so much more than if it's coming from someone whose opinions you don't respect. And it can be a really hard thing to move on from.
I think the difficulty with bullying is one, that it's a really difficult thing to talk about, because it's always personal, isn't it? And it's always something that you feel only affects you, in your own particular way. It can feel really, really insular, and in that moment you can feel really stuck. There have been times when I've been teased a bit too much, and I felt oh, maybe there is something wrong with me, or maybe they're making fun of me for a reason, maybe I'm doing something wrong. But then as you grow up and you work out who your real friends are, and you realise that you've got all these people around you who do love you and your weird accent, then you realise that it's not actually a big deal and that you grow through it. The most important thing to take away from all of this, though, is that if you're being bullied, it's absolutely not your fault, and there are so many people around you who can and will help you. So please do ask for help. You've got Childline, someone you trust at school, or a parent. These people are there to help you get through this sort of thing, so please remember you're not on your own.
We hope you enjoy all our videos this week, and please all take care of yourselves.
Bye!